Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
We know how important your company is to the community.
Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Thank you again for joining us on this week's episode of Louisiana and Beyond.
And tonight we'll explore the importance of local engineers and contractors working on our coastal projects, as well as exciting news in the world of local engineering education.
And our guests in this week's program include Gordon Dove, Mitch Marmont, Angela Hidalgo, Bill Hidalgo, and O'Neill Mulbrew.
In addition, we'll hear from Mike Mercado, Dr. John Ducey, Dr. Jay Clune, Lacey Molosov, Stevie Smith, and Michael Hare.
And in our guest segment this week, we will learn from Craig Plaisance about the world-class training center at Edison Quest Offshore.
All of that coming up on Louisiana and Beyond.
Louisiana and Beyond is brought to you in part by Edison Quest Offshore, Bollinger Shipyards, Crosby Tugs LLC, Grand Isle Shipyard, Nicholls State University, and Sea Level Construction.
Edison Quest Offshore is more than a fleet. We're an interconnected network of vessels, logistics hubs, and a fast-growing workforce of over 19,000 dedicated professionals across the globe. From the United States to Brazil and the Middle East to Southeast Asia, Quest provides cutting-edge solutions to a worldwide community. And in the face of evolving demands across the industry, we are committed to operating as the best in the world.
When it comes to marine towing, Crosby Tugs has over 40 years of experience. We have the know-how to safely assist ships into and out of their berths, escort oil tankers quickly and safely, tow ships, respond to fuel spills, and work in extreme conditions. Founded in 1977 by Vinton and Kurt Crosby, we are one of the largest privately owned marine transportation businesses in the industry. If it's on the water, let Crosby be your transporter.
At GIS, putting people first has always been our thing. As we always say, our people are our most important assets. With over 20 office locations, we deliver innovative solutions across 4 key markets: energy, industrial, infrastructure, and power. Our 4 main service groups house over 20 service capabilities, supporting projects from start to finish. We're proud of our legacy and even more excited about what's ahead.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
In a world where you can choose to be anything, who do you choose to be? At Nicholls State University, with over 70 distinct degree programs, we believe our students can be anything. Be an artist, a chef, a journalist, an educator, a lifesaver. But no matter what you choose to be a colonel. Be more at Nicholls State University.
Welcome back to Louisiana and Beyond, in this week's look at local engineers and contractors.
And Angela Hidalgo kicks us off with the necessity of our levee districts utilizing that specialized local talent.
We have a lot of local contractors. We have a lot of local knowledge of the environment of our our area, our parish, the challenges that we face, the different bayous, the different soil conditions, the different, you know, the salinities of the waterways, and all the different things that we do to manage water in this parish is different than anywhere else in the country. The local contractors that we have here have such a unique knowledge to be able to efficiently and effectively deliver all of these various flood protection features cheaper and faster and better than people that are not from this area. So we have a lot of local engineering firms, like I mentioned before, they're people that are born and bred here. They went to high school here. They have their families here. They live here. They have a vested interest in protecting their communities and their families and friends and their livelihoods, right? So we have a lot of local talent here.
It's not just local talent, it's local knowledge. That's huge because, you know, we have a local engineering firm. They can't do some of these larger things. There's a lot that they do for us, but they can't do some of the larger structural things. So almost every project we do, we have a team. It's not just one engineering firm. It's either 2 or 3 that are all working on this together. They're working on it with local knowledge. You know, we go out to the farmers and we talk to the farmers and get their knowledge. And having that local knowledge, not just from an engineering standpoint, but also from the locals. They've been there, they've been living it. It just plays a huge part in it.
I've always believed in using local engineers from Terrebonne Parish, from Lafourche Parish, and you know, now we have to bid it out, and most of the time the local contractors get it, like Sea Level, Norris at Boudreaux, Onshore, Lowland, and I hope I'm not missing anyone, but a couple of others that work there. So we've had local contractors probably do 80% of our work, so the dollar does circulate within the community. And so in Lafourche, I've seen them pretty well the same way. Your local contractors, Lowland, and those guys do a lot of work, you know, in onshore. And like I say, Sea Level does a lot of the big projects. Sea Level is actually doing the Homer Navigation Canal. Great, good company. Done a lot of work for me as parish president.
Some businesses, you know, for example, started off with just a small little maintenance project, and now, for example, Sea Level started out to be a parish maintenance contractor and now is building the largest you know, infrastructure in Terrebonne Parish's history in the state, if you will. The $325 million lot complex is just enormous. So to see that company grow from such a small contracting company to a major structural contractor is just, it's super cool, like it's rewarding.
Well, I say the proof is in the pudding, right? You know, to use the term, you know, the federal government and the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority would not entrust the local levee districts to do what we're doing, to build this lot complex. I mean, it doesn't work that way. I mean, they don't let the levee district go build the Huey P. Long Bridge over, you know, the reason why is because of that talent, right? The evidence is there. We've shown it. And we've performed. But I think you're exactly right. You know, since I've been working, we've always proclaimed, you know, you're so much better off. Let the locals, they know everything. They know the landowners. They know how to go negotiate the landowners. But more than that, they've lived here their whole lives. And I don't think we build the lot complex for $330 million without that local knowledge and being able to figure out where you could value engineer and maybe do some things a little differently. So this has always been a good area for local engineers. I mean, my mentor, Mark Rogers, and people like this, hands-on, but very intelligent people, you know. I mean, the people here are extremely smart, and they've done a lot of amazing things with little resource. We've figured out how to do more with little than any government organization, I would say, in the country. And that's, I think the local talent is the reason why it's going that well. And it's expressing itself today. You know, we talked a little bit about the land bridge, but same thing. They're you know, the governor is using, Governor Landry's and empowering the local firms to get out there and get this thing done because I think he knows we can get it done, you know, and that's a very rewarding feeling to know people have that confidence in you.
I was fortunate enough to be in the early days of them funding it and beginning coastal restoration. At that time, the Department of Natural Resources was undertaking the restoration at that time. It was when the levee district was created. And then lo and behold, later on, I got into the engineering business and started doing some work for them and a number of levee boards. Now we're working for 6 or 7 levee districts across the state. We have 8 offices across the coast. My objective when I started in the engineering business was to not just work in Terrebonne Parish. I wanted to work from Texas to Mississippi. I'm proud to say that we now have offices in 8 different locations, 7 different parishes, and we are doing business right now, coastal engineering business from Cameron to St. Tammany or from Texas to Mississippi along the Louisiana coast.
More about local engineers and engineering education later in the program.
And coming up after the break, Craig Plazos from Edison Quest Offshore takes us inside the company's world-class training center in Galliano. We'll be right back.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities including driven piles, drilled deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
At GIS, putting people first has always been our thing. As we always say, our people are our most important assets. With over 20 office locations, we deliver innovative solutions across 4 key markets: energy, industrial, infrastructure, and power. Our 4 main service groups house over 20 service capabilities, supporting projects from start to finish. We're proud of our legacy and even more excited about what's ahead.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
When it comes to marine towing, Crosby Tugs has over 40 years of experience. We have the know-how to safely assist ships into and out of their berths, escort oil tankers quickly and safely, tow ships, respond to fuel spills, and work in extreme conditions. Founded in 1977 by Vinton and Kurt Crosby, we are one of the largest privately owned marine transportation businesses in the industry. If it's on the water, let Crosby be your transporter.
Edison Quest Offshore is more than a fleet. We're an interconnected network of vessels, logistics hubs, and a fast-growing workforce of over 19,000 dedicated professionals across the globe. From the United States to Brazil and the Middle East to Southeast Asia, Quest provides cutting-edge solutions to a worldwide community. And in the face of evolving demands across the industry, we are committed to operating as the best in the world.
Welcome back to the show. Edison Quest Offshore's state-of-the-art training center is one of the most advanced in the world.
And we learn more from Craig Plazos, who earned his chief engineer's license in 1987 and now is ECO's training and licensing manager.
So when I got there, they had just built the training center. They had started training that the walls weren't even up yet. They had a swimming pool in the middle of a field and they were swimming and doing firefighting and what have you. When I got there, the walls were built and what have you, so I was brought in and at a perfect time because that's when rules and regulations changed and the companies had to meet at a certain size vessel, you have to meet certain training. So the family decided, like you said, we're gonna train our own people. The benefit of that is Coast Guard and the Nautical Institute and all these entities tell you you have to train at a certain level. The Swiss family believes in training, and it shows, and we train at a much higher level than any entity says we have to. In the event that something happens on one of our vessels, we call it our vessels because we're a big family, and you know that, you work there, it's a big family. Something happens on a vessel today, I could start training on it tomorrow. When we find out what's going on, what happened, we could train on it and prevent it from happening. So at that time, I came in and was a 10,000 square foot building. In 2010, we added another 10,000 square feet. So now we have a 20,000 square foot building with a pool, helicopter simulator, and we train, the majority of the people we train are our own people with few exceptions. We'll train the military and we'll train the Coast Guard and stuff like that. And every once in a while, they'll allow another company to come in and things like that. But having your own training center opens so many doors. And we train in our people to go on our vessels and work with our family. You notice there's a lot of our in there because that's who we are. We're a big family.
And now we spotlight 3 of ECO's training center's main elements.
And we begin with their unique helicopter water egress training.
Basically, we're training you how to get out of a helicopter if it would happen to crash offshore. So we have to run through certain scenarios that if it's a dry abandonment or a soft landing on the water or a full-fledged crash, and it inverts. So we get the guys in there and we train them, and we start out with just drop it in the water, and at the end, towards the end, we actually flipping them over, and they have to be able to get out of the helicopter. We teach them what to do, what to expect, and things like that. So everybody that works for us takes that training, just in case you have to fly. Now the training we have is OPIDO approved. OPIDO is an entity that's recognized worldwide. So if you take our training, you can fly anywhere in the world. And there's a few other locations throughout the world that offer the same training, but we have it right there in Galliano, Louisiana. And we just had our sister company, Grand Isle Shipyard, approved to be able to use their simulators and things like that too. So they have the same stuff we have. So firefighting, what we do, again, if you work for us, you're gonna go through a firefighting. We want you to have a chance to save yourself. Hopefully it never happens, but if it does, I want you to have the training to be able to save yourself and save the vessel. I tell them all the time, 911's not coming out there. You have to do it. So we teach them how to engine room fires, galley fires, bunk fires, high pressure flange fires, anything that could possibly happen out there, we train them on it. It's real fire, it's real fire extinguishers. They have the gear on them, we teach them the limit. The gear's good, but there's limitations. So myself, I was a firefighter, most of my crew was firefighters. Again, we want to make sure that the people that we employ are trained. Last thing I want to do is have to go to a family and say, John Doe's not coming home, and it's because I didn't train him. That's not gonna happen. And I tell my people, all of our training is free. Our employees don't pay a penny for the training. In 2010 is when we added that portion to the training center. And just recently we upgraded. So we just installed one of my simulators. Everything in that room, besides the computers, is built by a Swiss company. The software, the chairs, everything. So when you walk into that bridge, that simulator, you're walking into essentially a bridge on one of our vessels. The phones are in the same place, the buttons, everything's in the same place. So when the guy comes trained there, he's training on what he's gonna work on. We believe in that. I'm gonna train you on what you're gonna work on when you work for Swiss. And we believe in that. And that's a big plus, because the guys are coming in, when they go back, they know where all the buttons are. They know how to react. So this training right here, what we do in this training, again, the Nautical Institute says we have to meet so many milestones in the training. Then we add on top of that. If we had an issue on a vessel, or we have something that's going on a vessel, we could train right there. This is what happened, this is how we mitigated it, and this is the fix. So our guys are walking out with a lot of knowledge that we add to the class. And I want to say something, and I say this often. There's nobody that ever walked in my building that when they left, they said that they didn't get nothing out of the training. And that makes me proud. You know, I tell these people all the time, if I could get a young person, I call him a seed, and I could plant that seed and grow him, and you know that, we grow. And at the end of the day, you got a beautiful tree that knows how we operate. And that's a big reason we succeed in what we do, in the vessels.
Thanks to Edison Quest for their sponsorship of the program.
And coming up, the latest on a new Nicholls partnership expanding local engineering education.
Edison Quest Offshore is more than a fleet. We're an interconnected network of vessels, logistics hubs, and a fast-growing workforce of over 19,000 dedicated professionals across the globe. From the United States to Brazil and the Middle East to Southeast Asia, Schwesk provides cutting-edge solutions to a worldwide community. And in the face of evolving demands across the industry, we are committed to operating as the best in the world.
At GIS, putting people first has always been our thing. As we always say, our people are our most important assets. With over 20 office locations, we deliver innovative solutions across 4 key markets: energy, industrial, infrastructure, and power. Our 4 main service groups house over 20 service capabilities, supporting projects from start to finish. We're proud of our legacy and even more excited about what's ahead.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
When it comes to marine towing, Crosby Tugs has over 40 years of experience. We have the know-how to safely assist ships into and out of their berths, escort oil tankers quickly and safely, tow ships, respond to fuel spills, and work in extreme conditions. Founded in 1977 by Vinton and Kurt Crosby, we are one of the largest privately owned marine transportation businesses in the industry. If it's on the water, let Crosby be your transporter.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities including driven piles, drilled deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Welcome back to the show and our look at local coastal engineering.
And Nicholls is kickstarting its engineering program under the auspices of its new William Clifford Smith School of Engineering.
It's absolutely necessary. 1, a lot of students from our region want to be engineers. 2, engineering firms in our region can't get engineers to come down near here if they're not from here. The third thing is that we are responsible for structural protection in the Atchafalaya Basin over to Barataria. So Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority, CPRA, gave us that mandate to do structural protection. The only way to do that is have engineering.
So where do we hope to get in engineering the next 5 to 10 years? So we've never had engineering on campus. We used to have an engineering technology program, but we never had a pure engineering program on campus. And there are some limitations about building an engineering program on campus because there are engineering programs across the state, and the Board of Regents is economical with their funding and faculty. So what we did to get engineering on campus, because as you mentioned, it's incredibly important for local businesses to have homegrown engineers. They're most likely to stay and work for these companies, is to collaborate with the University of New Orleans. So University of New Orleans has an accredited engineering programs in multiple curricula, like civil engineering and mechanical engineering. So we partnered with them, and the way it's going to work for the next few years is that our students will stay on campus for 3 years of coursework. So we're going to offer 3 years of coursework, and in the 4th year, the students will transfer to the ABET accredited UNO program of their choice, and they'll graduate from UNO.
So we're absolutely here to recruit new students in our engineering program, other programs we have here at the university, and by doing so, we're going to do that through our educational exhibit space. We have about 6,000 square feet dedicated here in the center, and we're hoping to bring busloads of kids. Our target age range is 8 to gray, essentially, but we want to get those young minds in here and start inspiring them to be interested in coastal Louisiana. A lot of our generations of our coastal heroes and people that have been involved in this work for a multitude of years are getting older, and we want to make sure that we're training a qualified workforce for the future to continue this work that needs to be done for coastal Louisiana.
And so we're science-based, we're education-driven. These are things that are going to have to constantly be studied, and so having that close connection to university, to the applied sciences, and making sure we're always looking for the best science to drive our master plan and our decision-making, having that physical sense, being on a university campus continues to remind us of that. If you go and locate yourself in a corporate office building, you may kind of forget what is really at the heart of driving our decision-making and our master planning. And I think there's just something really special about being on a university campus.
I was the last class to graduate from Nicholls in engineering science. They decided at that time to keep an engineering technology group together instead of the science program, because they didn't have more students were going in technology than science, and the big difference is the math and the technical side of the program. So and that's why when I finished, I couldn't get my master's in there. I couldn't get it. I had to go somewhere else. Okay, so I'm hoping that's gonna begin. Dr. Clune has been trying. They're talking about doing the mechanical side, the combining UNO and them together to do some things. And so hopefully that's going to happen. I think the building of the coastal building is going to be a big thing.
I think these guys live it, I think we all live it. So it's not, they're not just maybe designing a system, they're using a system that they've used already. So, and I think a good case is how common now the floating barge is for making a closing structure for a bayou or a canal. It is a common thing now in our area. I can't imagine there must be 20 of them or more. I know the largest one is Bayou Change structure, which is 425 or 30 feet long. But that's I think kind of innovative for this area, and I know people from around the world have come and looked at these structures. But we live with these things, and they were developed by these guys you're talking about, the O'Neills and those guys. So yeah, it's important that I think we have people that live it every day.
But you also combine the time when I was getting out of school and when I was finishing my education to when coastal issues were becoming more prevalent and certainly more important. And at the same time, both the state and federal government were starting to dedicate, and the local government for that matter, was starting to dedicate significant resources to it. So it became a career field, which it probably didn't exist as a career field in coastal issues before that, and specifically coastal engineering. So, you know, it kind of coincided with the elevation of these issues to a little bit more prominent statewide and national, and at the national level as well. So it kind of coincided when I was getting out of school.
And thanks to our local coastal and education experts for their participation in this week's episode.
And we certainly thank you for joining us as well, and we hope to see you again next week for another exciting episode of Louisiana and Beyond.
Louisiana and Beyond has been brought to you in part by Edison Quest Offshore, Bollinger Shipyards, Crosby Tugs LLC, Grand Isle Shipyard, Nicholls State University, and Sea Level Construction.